This season almost took me out. I miss the lovely, loving, genuine Love Island back. Let's talk about it. Hi all my fellow yappers, this is Nia the Yapper and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about Love Island, my final thoughts and how I truly feel. I know that I have been doing the reviews and then I kind of fell off a little bit on doing the reviews solely because it started to be a little taxing and just a lot for me. Love Island has not been this stressful as it has been in previous seasons. So for me, I really just had to take a break just for myself. Just seeing all of the toxic fandom and the constant gaslighting, the constant racism, it's just been a lot for me and it's not fun to do these reviews, so I did stop. But I wanted to just kind of give my final thoughts because I'm not a person that likes to just leave things open. I like to finish things, even if I didn't, carry it on. I do want to finish my closing thoughts since I did kind of start in the middle. So I kind of am going to just go through some talking points of what I want to discuss in this video of my final thoughts and then close this chapter of season 7. So I did, like I said before, I kind of stopped doing the review solely just based off of just how the show was ending and things like that. I really stopped once Shelly and Ace got kicked off. I did one YouTube video of episode 32, but I don't even think I'm gonna post that. But I did one with I think that was Clark and Taylor, and I'm not a fan of Taylor, but I did like Clark a lot. But I will say that I am not happy when Shelly and Ace got kicked off. It just started to feel like, okay, y'all, if we're not going to vote for genuine connections and we're not going to keep genuine connections in the final 4, what am I watching this for? What am I reviewing this for? And that's just truly how I felt on that, in my opinion. How I feel about this season overall, this has to be one of the worst seasons of Love Island USA. Just with the production side, how it was produced, how it was edited, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that when Vanna or Huda had got any hate on their pages, that there was a blurb and making sure that there was some sort of verbiage that goes out to the public to not bully them, to not harass them. But then the same did not go out for Shelly and Landria in a challenge in which they were supposed to tell their islanders the truth and tell the islanders and get off their chest about how they feel, and they were then judged and given all these racist things. So we'll tap into those as well. So just to give a little bit, I wanted to say who my dream final 4 would have been. I know this year I did get kicked off, but if we're going based off of how I felt connections wise, I think my dream 4 would have been Nick and Sierra, Shelly and Ace, of course, Taylor and Clark, and Amaya and Brian. But now that I am kind of seeing this Nick Alandria thing, and I'm kind of seeing they're actually genuinely like each other, and I'm actually seeing certain things, I honestly it's starting to feel as I've been going through stuff, but earlier it was Nick and Sierra, Shelly and Ace, Taylor and Clark, Amaya and Brian. But now I kind of feel it could be Nick Alandria, Ace and Shelly, Taylor and Clark, and Amaya and Brian. As we all know, Amaya and Brian were the winners. I did vote them solely because at this point it was at a point to where you're just voting for who you like. It's not a vote really for wasn't really a vote for actual love and true connections. Why I voted for Amaya and Brian, I don't know. I just kind of I liked how he stood up for her. Did I feel like he chased her enough? No. But honestly, out of the select picks, they just seemed the cutest to me. Nick and Alandria really didn't grow on me as much throughout the season, solely because they were cutting a lot of the things and a lot of the interactions that that Alandria and Nick were having. They cut a lot of those interactions out. I feel like if I saw more of that, I would have been more convinced, but I really solely base my commentary, or based off what I see on the show. I am not really a person that is engulfed on the social media, so when I got engulfed and seeing like what was happening behind the scenes, because I was seeing so many things on Threads and so many things on Instagram and TikTok, and I try not to pay too much attention to it, because you never know what is really real or what's not. You have people's family, exes coming out the woodwork talking about them, and I don't like to engulf myself in that until people can start defending themselves. And of course, unfortunately, they weren't able to defend themselves because they're in the villa. But now, since everybody's out the villa and things are starting to unpacked and I'm starting to see people's true characters outside of the villa, I did engulf myself and see a lot of things that I am very disappointed to see. So but yeah, that was my dream for I will say the Chris and Huda of it all in the final episode, in that dinner date, was hilarious to me. I felt like it was the karma that was necessary for the behavior that has been displayed, and the karma that was necessary for y'all kicking off Ace and Shelly. Anyways, let me just calm down. Y'all kicked off Ace and Shelly to then have Huda and Chris be fighting and break up in their final dinner. Chris sent me straight out talking about some, I am not gonna carry you. The coercion of Huda wanting him to sleep with her, it just, I don't know. From someone who has experienced assault before, and someone who has experienced language as she has given to Chris in that room, it was very triggering for me, and I didn't really like to hear it. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. No one should have to deal with being pressured into anything that they don't want to do, and that's just how I feel. But for Huda and Chris, I will say they really had a nice dinner. Like I was like, their dinner was very beautiful on the water, the music and stuff. But I feel like with Huda, she has to learn how to take accountability for what she says and what she does. And for me, I just don't feel like she did that. I don't feel like she will ever do it, based on these interviews that she is doing outside of the villa that we will tap into later on. Okay, so we can kind of go into how I feel about Nick and Alandria. Okay, at first I'm not saying at first I was not a Nick and Alandria fan. I think at first I just thought like, okay, like I'm not seeing anything on the show. I don't think they really like each other, or at least I think it's one-sided. I think Nick likes Alandria and Alandria doesn't like Nick. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm not really paying it much attention. I was really honed in on Ace and Shelly, real true and real connections, honestly. But now that I see them, I'm obsessed, y'all. I am obsessed. Like, I've never been obsessed with a couple more in my life. Like Alandria and Nick, Shelly and Ace, they have me in a chokehold right now. I am like stalking them. I love them, okay? I love them. So I'll say for right now, like how my feelings were in the beginning of the season versus now, and then like hearing other people's opinions, and then what other people are seeing, and then me rewatching and seeing it. So I'm like, because I will say I kind of did want to see Nick and Alandria to I felt like I wanted them to really to pursue each other after they had that first kiss when Alandria and Nick got kicked off the island. That's when I really wanted to kind of see them like connect a little bit more. So I can't wait to see what it's like. I've seen that they all went to Disneyland. I've seen that they're doing lives together, and I'm just like, I just can't wait to see what turns out with that. Like I said, again, Maya and Brian are the winners of the show. Is it just me, or I feel like they're not giving winners of the show? Like, see, Serena and Cordell last year really gave like winners of the show, couple, like all together. Like Maya and Brian don't even seem like they're together. Nick and Alandria are together all the time. Ace and Shelly are together all the time. And really, to me, like Ace and Shelly, that little video that they had on Instagram, y'all seen that? They had a video like they was the winners. I mean, they're the winners in my eyes, but that's how I felt like that gave a winner to me. I don't know. they're not giving like winners to me. It's not giving authentic to me from what I've seen. I feel like I want to see them more. I feel like they should be, you know, hooked up together, something. I don't know. Am I asking for too much? I'm just saying, because that video that Ace and Shelly did together, I mean, it wasn't them talking, but them being at Disney World, them doing this, them hugging, them kissing, they're just engulfed in having fun. And then they just gave like, the video just gave the ambiance of like, we're the true winners. We're America's true winners. But it is what it is. I kind of want to tap into the racism that has been happening on and offline. So I'll basically kind of go through. The first person who got kicked off for racism was Yulissa. She was kicked off for saying the N-word. She then stepped out of the villa when she got her phone back and went on a live and said that if y'all want me to stop saying the N-word, then keep it out y'all songs. And for that, I say nothing. As a black woman and as a woman, for me, if you respect black people and if you respect black people and you care about black people and you're not racist and you're not no bigot and things like that, you wouldn't use the word. It wouldn't be in your vocabulary. It wouldn't be something that you are enticed to use. I know that people say, oh, I've been around it my whole life. They always say it. And it's like, yeah, but we don't say things that are disrespectful to your culture, to your face, and call you that. But you get to use those terms because you said that it's okay because you hear it a lot. Anyways, I don't want to really go in too deep into racism. When I was in college, I took multiple courses as well as was a dialogue facilitator when it came to teaching younger freshmen and sophomores that were particularly white kids or multicultural students about racism and discrimination. So I did that for about 1.5 years and I taught those classes. So I'm quite educated in it, but I don't feel like digesting it because at this point I'm exhausted with teaching and digesting something that at this point we are tired of telling you. If you are out here saying the N-word and you are not black, it is wrong. Stop saying the N-word because it's not for you. Just because we use it, it is a term that we took that was derogatory and used it and twisted it for our own meaning to gain power from the word that was used to bring us under. Please understand. That word is still derogatory for anybody outside of the black race to use because it's a derogatory term. Please understand the reason why we use it is to take the power from that term and create a space in which we build our own community. The same community that is continuously being torn down by people outside of our race. So I'm tired of that excuse. There's a lot of people who use a lot of different words that are derogatory in their music, and they use it because that's a part of their community. But a lot of us have enough respect to not say it. But for some reason with the N-word, we don't have enough respect. And it's honestly weird. It's disgusting, and I'm over it. And I'm not going to keep telling people who are not black to stop saying that word. I'm not going to keep saying it. I'm not. Just stop using it. Next, we have Sierra. For this right here, I'm not going to stay too long on this one because this is not my community that was affected, and I don't want to speak on something that I'm gonna be honest, I did not know at the time was a word, but now that I do know, I am responsible for not using it. I am now responsible to know that I should not be using that word, that C word that the Asian community does not want us to use, and I will not use it because I want to respect that, and I hope that they respect us as well. I will say this though, I am not a person that will fight hate with hate. We should be holding people accountable, but not fighting it with hate. Hold her accountable as she was. She apologized. She is being held accountable. Let's move on. If you do not want to support her anymore, do not support her. But what we're not going to do is call ice on her family, and we're not going to go after her family and create more and more hate, because the same things that you called racist, you cannot do racist things after that. In order to stop racism, we cannot fight racism with racism, y'all. We can't say a slur and then do something racist like call ISIS on her family. That's not holding someone accountable. It's not. I know we think it is, but it's pure evil, and we have to stop. I don't agree with what she said, and she shouldn't have said it. But I also don't like this thing where we take and twist things that people say and that people do, and we create fake news and create fake things that are out there. The fact that some of people were posting and saying like, oh, she acted like she didn't care that she used the word, and then in her video she shows that she apologized with a paragraph a whole year ago about her using the word. Stop pulling stuff up on people that happened years ago. And mind you, she said it twice, and she said it last year, so I'm not gonna say years ago for that, but let's move away from this year topic, right? Let's stop picking out things of people that happened years ago. Stop that. That is annoying to me. It is so annoying to me, because you like this person for who they were and who you thought they were in this moment, because they have grown from that person that they were back then. Would you like if you had said something ignorant and stupid back then that you have grown from and you have become this wonderful person that everyone loves, and now all of a sudden you're being judged for something that you've grown from? Come on, y'all. We have to stop with this. Oh, she said such and such and such back in 2012. Do y'all know in 2012 I was 11 years old? If y'all pulled up something from me from 2012, which pretty much you will never, because I didn't have social media back then, that would just be quite silly to me. People can grow, people can change just like everybody else can. But do we need to hold people accountability when they say something wrong and when they affected a community? Yes, absolutely. You cannot just get off the hook. It's no off the hook. You have to apologize, you have to mean it, and you have to move forward in creating advocacy for it to not happen again. But what we ain't gonna do is we're not gonna sit over here and just dumpster pile on somebody for something that they've already took accountability for a year ago and now have to take accountability for it again. Next is the BuzzFeed. This one right here. Lovely, lovely BuzzFeed. Have nothing to do other than be bored. And they were doing an article about what we would make the girls from Love Island, like what breakfast we would make each of the girls from Love Island. And everyone got these wonderful, wonderful, bland breakfasts. And then Shelly gets this excellent breakfast. It's a knuckle sandwich with a fruit bowl and some goldfish for Ace if he gets hungry. Isn't that wonderful? A black woman gets a knuckle sandwich. And we thought through all the people in your staff, through all the people that approved it, we thought that was okay to do. Where was the knuckle sandwich for Huda when she called Jeremiah the B word? Where was her knuckle sandwich? Oh, we don't know. She must have got a cooked pancake that time, huh? Oh, okay, yeah. So they did take it down and they did apologize and they gave her a pancake. But the thing is, the taking it down and changing it doesn't change the fact that y'all posted it and y'all thought it was funny until someone said something about it when it should have never happened in the first place. As a publication, as a business, y'all have a lot more stuff to worry about. You have a lot more stuff to worry about, don't you? Yeah. So next time, let's be mindful about what we do and about what we say. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not one of them people that's going to be like, we need to have more black and diversity. And I get it. Yes, we do. Because there is a lot of places and publications that are spreading bad things and spreading lies and spreading stereotypes of our culture and our community. But also too, it should not have to take a whole bunch of black people to educate white people or educate anybody outside of any other race about racism or about what is right and what is wrong. If you wouldn't put it on the white girls on the cast, why would you put it on hers? And then on top of that, the thing that's so funny to me and the thing is so ironic, the boys make the breakfast for the girls. So it not only was implemented in such a disgusting way, but it was implemented as if like she deserved to have domestic violence placed on her for breakfast. Anyways, we have the Hood Rats, which I thought was such a cute term, which is mostly used in the black community as hood rats. We all know that term very well. So when they put our name Hood Rats, I was like, that kind of makes sense in a way. They were hacking pages, going underneath Philandria's page and Shelly's page and doing and bullying her and harassing her, the same things I think Huda said she experienced. So with that, this next one was really disgusting for me, and finding out that Olandria had seen it and how disgusted that she felt, I am so utterly disgusted that y'all thought that this was a smart decision to do and a smart thing to do to another woman of color by creating a moment in time in 2020, a time where COVID just happened, a time where we have Black Lives Matter protests, all types of different protests that were going on because of George Floyd incident. And for y'all to put Huda's face on the officer who killed George Floyd and to put Olandria's face on George Floyd's face has to be one of the most disgusting, unforgettable things that whoever created it could do. I am disappointed in the fact that those are things that are being displayed over Olandria telling Huda about a kiss that we all seen on the internet. Whew. I don't know who these new fans are. I don't know who y'all are. But sweetheart, we have class over here. But also too, I know the world that we live in and I know the world that we are in. And unfortunately, women that look like me cannot be, we have to be, hey girl, you gotta be ghetto for y'all on TV to be digestible. We can't be classy and keeping our legs closed and having healthy boundaries and creating safe spaces and being chaste and desired without doing the most and having sex with all the guys. You know, we're not digestible when we're like that. We're digestible when we be like, hey girl, period. We're more digestible than that. But I'm gonna let you know this. Black is not all the same. And we all come in different shades, sizes, forms, personalities, and environments. So please understand, you may get a person that may be, hey girl, but you may get a person that's like, hello, how are you doing? And they're still black and they should all be treated the same. If I am not digestible for you, then choke. Anyways, I'm a little irritated, y'all, because I really think Love Island I don't think the people on there, especially people that look like me, deserved what has happened to them. And I really don't like the fact that we had people who could do whatever they wanted and affect the entire show and the entire season itself and everyone's experience, and they get to stay all the way to the last. And I am talking about Huda. Yes, I am. I am upset. I don't hate Huda. I don't have this grotesque hate for her. I just do not agree with her behavior. So I need y'all to also stop saying all this Huda hate. Like, it's like I'm watching other YouTubers and other people who are doing reviews and y'all talking about y'all are Huda haters. Do y'all understand the word hate? It's a strong dislike. And truthfully, I don't have that. I could care less. But right now I'm reviewing it, so it does mean a little something to me. But I can care less about how Huda feels. She don't pay my bills. She don't feed me. She don't clothe me. I have other things I do as well other than this. And I've been putting my focus on that because this, I'm telling you, this is like way too toxic for me. And then also kind of figuring out that Huda is getting special edits and cuts. Like Andreina, she was saying that Huda was getting special cuts and how the mailbox challenge went on for longer than how it was cut, that she said a lot more things. A lot of things were cut from that scene when Huda was sitting on Ace's face during that heart rate challenge. And then you have Huda denying, oh no, I didn't sit on his face. But then everyone's like, no, she technically sat on his face. Yeah, for sure. Technically did. Yeah. But anyways, I'm sorry y'all, this video is kind of all over the place because that's really how I feel. I feel all over the place. I feel angry, I feel upset, I feel irritated. But I'm excited that this is over with so that I can move on and be relieved from this show. Honestly, I need a break. So next we've come to find out at the end of the final episode that the reunion will be August 25th and that Andy Cohen will be hosting alongside Ariana Maddox, and I am a bit excited for it because I know that Andy is going to ask the hard questions, but he is not. One thing about Andy, he is not good at the questions that we really want to get into, which is probably the bullying and the racism. He is not a person that I would think would be the best advocate for that. So I'm a bit concerned how that is going to come up and show up. But it is what it is. Like I said, the crazy toxic fandom, like canceling people, shutting their pages down, like it gets to a childish point for me. It gets to a point where all this hate, all this strong, immaturity, this not taking accountability. Y'all have to understand the digital footprint that these people have left. Like, for example, like Yulissa and Sierra, y'all are leaving digital footprints too. When y'all are posting and y'all are texting and when y'all are posting and commenting other people's stuff, when y'all are creating photos with Alandria as George Floyd and Huda as the officer that killed George Floyd, y'all are creating digital footprints that when you decide that you maybe want to be a YouTuber or you may want to do content or you may become famous, those are things that people will come back to bite you with. You have to be mindful of that on these platforms, y'all have to be really mindful about what y'all say and what y'all do, because it is a digital footprint that will stain forever. It does not go away. I'm pretty sure a lot of these people thought, oh, this little thing ain't gonna do nothing. And guess what? It popped right back up, didn't it? Be careful, y'all. I'm just saying, when you fight hate with hate and you sitting over here and you creating a digital footprint for yourself, be mindful that digital footprint is permanent. Just to let you know. So for all my people trying to act like it's not, it's permanent, sweetheart. And then I wanted to kind of know, because I saw that Ace has a best friend named Cookie. She's this light skinned girl that's going around, and she was going in on Shelly, like, I'm gonna fight Shelly, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It really just gave, like, I wanted Ace this whole time, and I'm kind of mad that he locked in on this TV show with this new girl, and I'm gonna show her that I'm the best, the best looking one because I'm lighter skinned and all this other crap. And truthfully, I hope that he is not friends with her anymore, or if he is friends with her, that he should check her immediately, expeditiously. So I guess I'll leave y'all with this, and this will be my last point. This is kind of like, I think, the interview that kind of took place with Call Her Daddy podcast that she did with Huda. I know that Huda expressed a lot about her childhood in the first 40 minutes and about, like, how her upbringing was, how she met the father of her child. I do want to say that it was horrible to hear the childhood that she endured. No child should ever endure a childhood like that, and that I do feel for her on that side, on those sides of things. But I will say that a childhood and the trauma that you go through does not negate the behavior in which she displayed on this show. I know that we are trying to keep her as much as a victim and keep her in this victimhood as much as we want to, but we do have to be mindful that we are responsible for the traumas that we carry, and we are responsible for how we display ourselves and the behaviors that we display on television. We cannot say because I was a child and I was this, that now that it is justified for why I acted a certain way. It's not justified. I don't want to discuss about the things about with her talking about that one inappropriate time with her father. I don't want to insinuate anything, and I don't want to go further into that. Like I said, I was a person that experienced assault and abuse before, so I don't want to go deep into that if that was not fully expressed. Other than that, I felt like throughout the interview, when it came to Love Island, I'm not going to talk about her family-wise because I can't prove whether she's telling the truth or not telling the truth. I can only believe what she says because personally, I don't know her and she does not know me. And I'm not here to prove whether she's a liar or not. But from what I've seen, we can all make our own judgments up, right? When it comes to her, when she went into the interview with Call Her Daddy, which I think is Alex Cooper. That's what I was trying to remember the name, Alex Cooper. Huda repeatedly lied throughout that interview when it came to talking about what went on with Love Island, and also just finding out that she really didn't watch the show. But I mean, I don't feel like you need to watch the show to still lie. I feel like even if she watched it, she still would have came up to a conclusion to help her get to where she had to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like her watching the show would have changed her answers. I don't feel like her watching the show would have changed the responses that she had. I think that truth of the matter is she sees it one way, we see it another way. She talks in a way with no accountability. She talks in a way like everyone's doing something to her, as if she is just this victim upon victims. And truth of the matter is nobody believes it. No one cares other than her fans. And to me, that is very scary, and it's very dangerous to walk around here and not take accountability for anything that you do. How can you grow? I also wanted to do my last touching point on her having a therapist. Please understand, I think it's a therapist or psychiatrist, either way, somebody that's helping her with her mental health and things like that. I have a therapist myself, so I'm not judging her for having a therapist, but I will say when you do go through therapy can only be effective if you tell the truth. Therapy can only be effective if you tell the truth and if you actually lean into what you want to fix about yourself. If you decide to go in there and you want to act like you're the victim of everything and that you have done nothing and that you want to discuss things that other people have done to you, that's what your therapy session will be about. That's what your therapist will have to analyze. Please understand, a therapist or a psychiatrist knows nothing about you other than what you tell them. So they can only fix what you tell them. They cannot magically be like, no, you're not, you're lying, you're manipulative. No, if you tell the story how the way you tell the story, the therapist or psychologist can only believe what you tell them. So please understand, I don't care that Huda says that she went to a psychiatrist and that she goes to therapy and that her therapist tells her this and the third. Of course her therapist tells her that if she is telling them lies. Or if she's not telling them the truth, allegedly. I'm not going to say she's lying because like I said again, I don't know these people. I don't care. But I am also invested and I also watch the show and I can see with my own two eyes certain things and other people can see with their own two eyes something else. But we are not going to sit over here and make a grown woman seem as if she is just, y'all, we just have to give her a break. Y'all are just so hard on her. No, we're not. We seeing through the crap, that's all. Seeing through the BS. And truthfully, I just can't wait to see the reunion. And hopefully any of these brands that are supporting Huda, please, I'm not going to warn you brands to not support Huda. If you support her, guess what? You see what happened to Target? Okay. On that note, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that I wasn't too over the place. I hope that I kind of gave you a gist of how I feel about this season and that I am ready to discuss Beyond the Villa, and I'm ready to and also I will be discussing the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. I have been watching throughout the season, but I did not put out any reviews solely because I just started YouTube. So you'll get some reviews from the part 1, part 2 that's coming out today, and part 3 that'll come out next week, and then Beyond the Villa and things like that, and then if there's any new shows that you guys would like me to review, I would love to watch them and see if I would like them, and then I may give them a review. So I wish you guys nothing but the best, but a happy Sunday, and that you guys enjoy your Sunday, relax your mind, put yourself first, and just know that you are the best and you will be the best if you put yourself first. Alrighty, see you guys later. Bye.